Welcome to the Chamada Report, and this time round we are coming to you right from the new Lokichar town in Turkana South. Now, we've been documenting the socio-economic impact of this road that begins here all the way to the Kenya-South Sudan border via Lodwar. And one important component of this project was the laying of a fiber optic cable from Eldoret town to the border, and that fiber optic cable will eventually go to Juba. Remember also, the road will eventually go to Juba. So what is the expected result of this connectivity? Boniface Lobokilio is an operator at Intel Cyber Cafe in Lodwar town.
Before fiber tulikuwa tunang'ang'ana tu hizi stories za una buy data then unaji hotspot kwa machine, of which at the end of the day ilikuwa costly.
He has first-hand experience when it comes to the impact of the improved internet thanks to the new fiber optic cable along the Eldoret-Juba corridor.
At first ina reduce cost, then second of all inafanya services ziko faster, so you can serve so many customers. Like huyu anakuja unamaliza naye haraka, huyu anakuja unamaliza naye haraka, then like ni kitu yenye tunaweza share kwa computers kadhaa.
The hospitality sector is also reaping the benefits of improved internet in Turkana County. Jeremy Murage is the manager of the Crado Hotel Kakuma branch. He explains how their facilities in Lodwar and Kakuma are providing better services thanks to the impact of the fiber optic cable.
Initially, it used to be a very big challenge having conferences here with poor internet connection, but now since when the fiber optic came, the internet has really improved and our customers are very happy. We are able to satisfy our customers on that end. They used to look for any other means to get their own internet, but nowadays whenever they come for conferences, they are assured of fast and speedy internet.
The management of Takrif Hotel also gives us a feel of the impact of the project.
We are one of the beneficiaries as we have connected the fiber optic to the facility. This has really improved our connectivity to the outside world. If you check our website, it is up and running. If you check our social media handles, they're also up and running. And also, currently, we are able to do conferences remotely when corporates come in and do their online meetings, and also they can be able to surf comfortably with higher internet speeds.
I've been coming here for 1 or 2 visits, and I can say the internet, the connectivity has really improved compared to back then when we would struggle getting an internet service. We could even struggle accessing phone calls or making calls back home.
The project that has brought all these results is known as Eastern Africa Regional Transport, Trade and Development Facilitation Project, funded by the World Bank to the tune of $500 million, with the government of Kenya supplementing with $172 million.
As a ministry for roads and transport, we've provided leadership in coordinating and ensuring that we brought all the agencies together, including the World Bank, working and collaborating together to work on this significant project and ensure success that we see today.
The project, whose implementation began in 2015, had 3 components that have changed the face of northern Kenya. The components include construction of the A1 highway from Lokichar in Turkana South to the Kenya-South Sudan border, the construction of social amenities under the socio-economic infrastructure, and the laying of the fiber optic cable.
Kenya was responsible for managing the project from Lokichar to the border with South Sudan. Kenya was in charge of managing the consultancy supervision as well as the contractor who are doing the construction.
The 600 kilometers of fiber optic is to link Eldoret and Natabal. So it brings a huge area, 600 kilometer stretch, bringing them under connectivity. there are huge institutions along that route. This project alone has enabled us to connect over 193 institutions touching on schools, hospitals, markets, where we've connected, even provided public Wi-Fi. So it is playing a very key role in the big framework of our digital superhighway, enhancing connectivity. And additionally, it lays now the possibilities for us to go beyond, connect the other institutions, which are several kilometers away from the main trunk of Eldoret, Natabal route. So this is a very key component of our infrastructure.
My name is Abel Sawe. I am nurse in charge, Nainanga Lalo Dispensary. We thank the national government through the Ministry of ICT for installing this plant, Wi-Fi. It has helped a lot in terms of data processing. For example, our monthly report reaches the county government in time. Now there's no need of carrying the hard copies.
The project is a game changer.
ICT Authority was the implementing agency for the ICT scope of running a new cable from Eldoret all the way to Nadapa and provide sparse and connectivity along the corridor touching 4 main counties of Uasin Gishu, Trans Nzoia, West Pokot and Turkana, and ultimately doing last mile sites. Along this corridor we have 14 aggregation sites and 9 core sites, purely that provides us active component for connection of institutions along the corridor. Much more so importantly is the fact that we have dedicated cable for South Sudan. Once the South Sudan team are ready and the connection from Juba comes to the border point, then we'll be able to complete that connection and provide South Sudan connectivity to the undersea cable from Mombasa's point of presence.
It was a fundamental shift to how government is approaching infrastructure projects, where we are trying to leverage construction of critical infrastructure to be done together in an integrated manner. So in this particular project, we did combine the construction of the road with the laying of the fiber optic cable along that road. So that in itself helped to maximize the use of the resources. It also saved us from destruction of infrastructure, as we have seen in the country, where we usually have the construction of fiber cable happening after the road has been done, and vice versa, leading to a lot of distractions along the way.
Thomas Odhiambo, the head of programs at the ICT Authority, explains how the connectivity has been achieved.
Core site basically will have the communication equipment that is able to carry the traffic all the way back, of course, to the submarine cables in Mombasa. So we have internet provision in these offices, and we have connectivity. Behind me is a core site in Lodwar, and in a core site we have it powered. We've tried to use renewable energy as much as possible. So you can see here we have a wind turbine. So the site is first powered by the wind. If that's not enough, then we also have solar panels in each core site. So the site is also powered by solar, which is plenty along the corridor. And then we have as backup power from the national grid. But in all our experience now, we are seeing the power from the renewable is almost enough.
The project is expected to have a huge impact on trade facilitation in the region.
The cargo that goes to South Sudan passes through the port of Mombasa. So it was important for us to upgrade. In fact, the upgrade was setting up the fiber optic at the port of Mombasa to ensure that the inefficiencies of the port of Mombasa do not affect the cargo that is moving from the port of Mombasa all the way to South Sudan.
The counties along the corridor are now enjoying fast internet speeds.
Before the infrastructure was done, mobile connectivity here in Lodwar was not very good. The speeds were low, and data connectivity was almost not very good. The costs were very high. But when the cable was finished, we now have all the major license operators here, including the ISPs. So we have almost about 15 operators in this space, all utilizing the cable, and the cost of internet in Lodwar now has dropped by over 60%. And the quality is much, much better. It's quite enhanced. I think we have 4G in Lodwar, and even all the way up to our border with South Sudan.
The main purpose for having the ICT component in this project was to provide high-speed internet connectivity to this part of the country, and also to connect South Sudan. In this, the fiber optic cable laid, we have 96 core cable that is dedicated for ICT authority use, and then we have 48 core cable that is dedicated for use by the South Sudan.
Many are now accessing government services at the click of a button.
Waraia ukuja, hizi stories za KRA, maneno za lamination, hizi stories za kufungua groups, wanakuja.
Mambo ya internet ilikuwa ni chini sana, ulikuwa unapata ni watu wachache. Unaweza pata kama Turkana County, mtu mwenye alikuwa na internet services, unaweza pata ni mmoja na ako mbali. Ndio mtu afikiwe na kazi hiyo ya kufanya internet services, ilikuwa ni mtu anaweza chukua hata siku 2-3 ndo aende mahali ya huduma ya services asaidike. Lakini kwa sasa kulingana na vile zimeenea, unapata services ziko juu na watu wanapata services kwa urahisi.
Connectivity today is not just about physical road connectivity, it's also about broadband and internet connectivity so that people can use the latest technology and get the information that they need.
Under the Digital Superhighway project, the government envisages to roll out 100,000 kilometers of fiber, connect 75,000 institutions, 1,450 digital hubs, and do 25,000 public Wi-Fi. So most importantly, this project decides to bridge the digital divide with ensuring that all institutions across the country, all public institutions across the country are connected to high-speed internet using fixed broadband fiber that we are talking about, whether underground or overhead, and government is now leveraging on the existing poles by Kenya Power to fast-track the last-mile connectivity.
We are actually introducing the citizens to a whole new world of the digital space. We can now start to harness their capabilities and channel them towards, digital opportunities. For example, Turkana has very rich culture. We only now need to work with the local, local administration and the county government to organize this. You saw they had a very successful cultural festival the other day. How can we, actually start monetizing this and having small groups of people going online, creating content, and making a living out of this culture that they have, been able to keep and sustain for such a long time, which a lot of people, do not know.
As the name of the project suggests, this is a project that focuses on building infrastructure as well as trade facilitation. And we know that to be able to connect production centers and consumption, we have to find a way of providing connectivity, not just by road, but by whatever technology that is available. ICT is one such technology that has contributed to linking up of traders, so we felt this was key.
Now that changes the mindset and increases the trade and tourism, because we are all aware that it is considered the cradle of mankind around Lodwar. So we expect this to bring significant economic benefits, both to the Republic of Kenya, both to the people who live along that section of road, and also to our neighbors as they rehabilitate their section.
There is now a liberal intention for people now to influx into Turkana County to do business. Everything in Turkana is valuable. If there is a county that the availability of resources, including the water. Of course, you know, we have the largest amount of water underground that can serve Kenya for more than 70 years. That is one major resource. Then the oil that is found in Turkana County, our sand, our maram, our quarry. In fact, if you get into many parts of Turkana County, quarry, the gypsum, everything in Turkana is the only problem you have is that it's hot in Turkana, just like Dubai.
The project has also contributed to improved security along the corridor as it has eased communication among security forces.
We really thank that Optic Fibre. It has assisted us. When you go to police station, you will find boys there grouping themselves, enjoying the internet. The court has come here. They are doing what we call online proceedings because of the internet. And also the schools are also enjoying the same. And we are happy and we thank government for that.
Of course, the availability of the internet now, you can now communicate to anybody past even Narus. There was a time when Turkana County was like a secluded county, that communication was completely very difficult. Even when there are insecurity issues, it was very difficult to communicate more easily to the security persons so that any viable response is done. It has helped in dealing with insecurity issues in our county, and also the youth are now getting into digital businesses with a lot of ease.
ICT facilities in schools are part of the socio-economic infrastructure. The Turkana Director of Education, Henry Lubanga, says this will help improve education standards in the county.
The facilities that have been put here are complete dormitories, classrooms, staff houses, sanitation facilities, laboratories, ICT. They are complete so that when the children are going to utilize them, they are going to provide what we call holistic quality education to the child in Turkana.
For those learners who will be coming here, they will have enough space, good classrooms to study. They will have modern facilities. The library will act as a source of information. Learners will use both digital gadgets to study as well as hard copy. They will have enough time for that.
In 2023, Kenya and South Sudan signed an MOU to extend the fiber optic cable to Juba and beyond with the support of World Bank.
That MOU provided for us to work with our development partners, including World Bank, so that we can see connectivity from the Kenya side and also on the South Sudan side. It also provided opportunities for even our private sector to engage on the Sudan side and export some of the capabilities and experiences from Kenya to South Sudan. So this connectivity is not just the physical, digital or fiber connectivity to South Sudan, but it also unlocks a new opportunity for Kenyan enterprises in the digital space to support South Sudan the way the private sector has really supported our country and positioned Kenya as a digital hub, which we call the Silicon Savannah.
We are working closely from the South Sudan side now. The project has been started. So we call it cross-border facilitation and integration. So hopefully people between the countries can establish a good market, and they can also receive information, and they can also, through the signals, they can also easily access education, and also the health centers receive some diagnostics and distance learning diagnosis.
We are laying about 2,420 kilometers of fiber. So to Juba alone is just 360. Then from there we'll go to the eastern part of South Sudan, and then we'll also go to the western part of South Sudan. So what we are doing actually, we are establishing the national broadband backbone of South Sudan. When we extend this cable, the main purpose, of course, is to extend the cable and facilitate trade through especially the e-commerce when there is availability of network, internet connectivity, everything becomes easy. I mean, traders, they can contact their traders, their partners in Kenya or all over the world using the internet. They can order their goods, the goods can come. It will reduce the cost of traveling physically to go, for example, from Juba coming to Nairobi to buy some goods. If you have got that good connectivity, you will be able to do everything online.
That region also is underserved, so they are able to access the services and either to come back faster or to access other services better now that the road infrastructure has improved. The transformation, when you talk to the people now, the communities around there, and the stories they give you, it is having lifelong impact. That social part is very important, and it is something we should always take special attention to address.
Many projects that we address are just the carriageway. You do a carriageway, road marking, bus stops and everything else. But in this specific project, it catches on the community needs. And that's why when you speak about the fiber optic, it would have been very difficult for these people to enjoy the ICT facilities within this hub. And now they have an ICT hub where young ones can go there and do their own businesses. When you talk about KRA, many people would have gone far and wide to be able to get services. Now that we are going to have a KRA stopover within this road project, then it will shorten the time that the community takes to go for services elsewhere.
This project has been very well managed in having project teams coming in on a monthly basis to inspect the performance, delivery timelines, manage the cost of the project, and so on and so forth. So World Bank has been great, and want to, as Government of Kenya, thank World Bank for this particular investment and for the many other investments we are working on together. Also the other development partners who have come in handy. There's so much infrastructure development going on.